video, let's have a look at our third algorithm, longest path. Have a look at the shortest path video first if you haven't already watched that one, because a lot of the strategies that we do in there are useful here too. Once again, we're going to work from the start node in the direction of the finish node, and we're going to label each node with the maximum distance from the start to that node. So we're going to choose the biggest number this time round. And then when we get to the end, we need to work backwards. We're going to highlight the path that we take and label the path appropriately and work out what is the longest path. So launching into an example here. Starting at node A, we tend to work along the edges first. So let's start with a 0 in A because there's no way of getting into A. That's where we're starting. Moving to B now. You're choosing the largest number, but along the edges there's only one way to come in. So as I mentioned in the shortest path video, imagining that this was little towns perhaps, or not towns, little places to visit, and say it was 2 minutes going from A to B, and then between B and C it might be 3 minutes. So coming into C then, how do we get that number 5? By adding the two numbers that come into it. So if there were 2 coming in, we would select the largest number, but we don't. Then coming to D here, so we'll come and do this edge. We have 4 because that's adding the 0 plus the 4, and then coming down into G, it's 4 plus 1. As I've mentioned before, it's not just the number leading in, because yes, it takes 1 minute perhaps from D to G, but it already took 4 minutes to get to D in the first place. Coming into E, there's 2 ways you could come in. You could come in from above, and how many minutes would that take? It would be 2 plus 3, which would give you 5, but we're after the longest path here. So if you come in from the left, we have 4 plus 2, which gives us 6. 6 or 5, which is the biggest number? 6. So we're going to put a 6 here. Coming into F, you could come from above, and so what 2 numbers are you adding there? 5 plus 3 to give 8, or coming in from the left, 6 plus 4 gives you 10. Choosing the largest out of 8 and 10 is 10. Finishing off down the bottom here, H, coming in from above, 6 plus 3 gives 9, or coming in from the left, 5 plus 1 gives 6, 6 or 9. Which do you choose? You choose 9. And then coming into I, coming in from above, 10 plus 5 gives you 15, or 9 plus 2 gives 11, and so we would choose 15. Now going backwards, how do we get that 15? Which paths did we follow in order to get that 15? So backtracking from I, the technique that we do is we start with that 15 and we work out which one holds true along which path. So does 15 subtract 5 give you that number? Yes, this time it does. It gave us on the first trial, but let's just check the other one. 15 subtract 2 gives us the number 13. Not the number there that's in that node, not the 9, so we don't pick this path. You could give it a little cross if you want, but certainly highlight the path that you do take, as we've done here. Now that you're at F, we're at 10. Say it took 10 minutes to get there, but you could come in from one side or you could come in from above. And let's backtrack the numbers. 10 subtract 3 needs to give you the number here. Does it? 10 subtract 3 would be a 7. It's not a 7. It's a 5, so it's probably not that. It's not that path unless you've made an error somewhere. 10 subtract 4 gives you 6. Yes, perfect. That's the number there that we're after, so we must have come along this path. So we'll highlight that path. We're at E now. We're at 6. Did you come in from above or come in from the other side? If you came in from above, you do 6 subtract 3. The number should be 3. It's not. 6 subtract 2 should give you 4, and it does. And so this is the path that we took. And so we've only got one left, but do check it because you may have made an error somewhere. And so if those numbers don't match, you've got to go back and do something again. 4 subtract 4 gives us 0. Yes, it does. So this must have been the path that we took to get the longest path of 15. And what you need to do is name the path with capital letters. You can use hyphens in between them, or commas, or just a list of the letters all sitting next to each other, and then say how long that maximum path is, and it's 15. We don't have units here, so you just call it 15. These are the questions that match that now. Subscribe to the channel if you're finding it valuable. Thank you.